Some people often ask the question, who does Allah make his friend, Wali? Who does he grant Wilayah to? This question has become quite popular, and the term Wali, friend of Allah, is a widely used word in today's times. You'll notice that many people claim to possess Wilayah themselves or are praised by their followers as great saints. People say, this person is a Wali of Allah, Allah has granted him Wilayah. But the truth is, people are confused. They are unable to distinguish or recognize who truly is a Wali. Have we ever truly thought about how there are many things in our lives that Allah wants us to do, and many He wants us to avoid? For example, the time for prayer arrives. Allah wants us to be present before Him in His court, yet we are absent and heedless. Similarly, Allah does not want us to use harsh speech, to accuse or slander others, or to curse and insult one another. But we show no restraint, our speech is rough and harsh. If someone is using abusive language, accusing others, being hurtful, hating someone, then these are clearly actions that Allah dislikes and has forbidden us from. But still we don't stop. Likewise, Allah wants our hearts to be free from greed, desire for fame or wealth. But if our hearts are filled with this greed, it's a clear sign of a lack of piety, Taqwa, and an absence of Wilayah. On the other hand, Allah wants His servant to be detached from the world, to love Him, to have humility, sincerity, loyalty, piety, and purity. When He finds these qualities in a person, He labels that person as Muttaqi, God-conscious. But we are deprived of these qualities. We continue to do, openly or secretly, what Allah dislikes, and then we claim to be Awliya, friends of Allah. Dear listeners, when Allah chooses someone as His Wali, He looks into that servant's heart 70 times a day. He does so to see whether the heart is heedless of His remembrance or not. If a heart that Allah gazes at 70 times a day is found to be forgetful of Him, then isn't that something to seriously reflect on? Would He maintain His friendship with such a heart? So who does Allah make His Wali? He Himself answers this in the Qur'an. Indeed, His Awliya are none but the Muttaqun, the pious. Surah Al-Anfal 8:34. Allah, in this blessed verse, has made Wilayah, friendship with Him, and Taqwa, piety, inseparable. There is no Wilayah without Taqwa. It is Taqwa that raises a person to the status of Wali. Taqwa itself is the divine gift that leads to Wilayah. People usually interpret Taqwa as fear of Allah. But keep in mind, this fear is not like worldly fears that cause us to panic or flee. Such fear creates distance. But Wilayah is all about nearness, not distance. That is why a Wali is never far from Allah. He is close. So what kind of fear, Taqwa, draws one closer to Allah rather than pushing Him away? The concise and complete definition of Taqwa is to be present wherever Allah wants to see us, and to be absent from wherever He doesn't want to see us. Meaning, be present where He wants you to be and absent where He does not. If a person adopts this mindset, that is Taqwa, and the person who possesses it is a Muttaqi. Now, to become a Muttaqi, there is no requirement of lineage, wealth, place, city, height, skin color, or language. Whoever adopts this form of Taqwa, in that very moment Allah befriends him, and the one whom Allah befriends becomes a Wali. Dear listeners, some people, out of ignorance or to hide their egotism, believe that a Wali is exempt from Shariah, Islamic law. They think that following the Shariah is for religious scholars and superficial people, while a Wali is above it. But remember, this is a complete misguidance. There is no greater Wali than the Holy Prophet Muhammad. If even the Prophet could not go against the Shariah, then how can a Wali from his Ummah dare to do so? Even if there were 10 million Awliya, they would not equal even the dust under the Prophet's blessed sandals. Whoever sets the Shariah aside in truth is turning away not from the law, but from the lawgiver. Therefore, a true Wali is one who is ever watchful over every command of Allah and His Messenger.